Hello and welcome. So the time has finally come. We have made it to the end of the home Disney videos that I had from the past. We're gonna wrap everything up and I'm actually really sad. I loved going back and revisiting retro Disney back before it became so corrupted in its current stage. We're gonna jump back in. We have a little bit more of Epcot to take a look at, and then I think a little bit of MGM Studios, because that was the name at the time. So take a trip back to 2002.
I remember these guys so well because after the show, I was able to get my picture with one of them, and I remember this random little girl kept tugging on the dress when you're not allowed to touch them, and she kept trying to tug the performer. And I was just appalled even back then, being 10. I really do miss those shows and that entertainment. And obviously it's still lacking in this current day and age. And again, the bus. I miss this bus, I'm sure, as even here. It caused a lot of traffic. But it would be so cool to bring it back. Even if, you know, it would be really cool if they brought it back as a character spot and you could pose with it. And you take pictures in front of it with some of the characters. Like, $1 million idea, Disney. Bring that, go forward. Here's one thing that they still have, the drummers in Japan. And they just brought those back, so it's cool to see something that is still here 20 years later. So this parade has been featured a lot. I got to make my wish. I have no idea what that wish was for, but I know I've talked about this parade so much. I still love this parade, and every time I see this parade in this footage, I just am inspired once more. I will make cosplay out of these characters. I say this every single time, and I will. But the cool thing was they recycled this parade from 2000, so whereas 2000 was more of the Millennium Celebration and had the tapestry of nations, this was all about your wishes and dreams. And so you were able to make a wish and put them in the little baskets that they had. Oh my gosh, old Epcot, RIP. Because now none of this is here anymore. Mouse Gears is gone. The fountain is gone. We have so much footage of fountains because my dad always loved taking videos of fountains. But now I appreciate it because now it doesn't exist anymore. So let's just take a couple minutes and enjoy old Epcot and the fountains in its glory. And we were playing, I think this had to be Innovations, and they had Dance Dance Revolution, I guess, back then, and I still go so hard on this game. I still have it at home, and I love it so much. So it's honestly really fun that they had this there. I miss Innovations. I could go on about it. I know we've jumped over to Hollywood Studios now. Well, MGM back in the day. And we're seeing Gertie the dinosaur. I wish I still had the map. Like, I don't know why we didn't keep the park map, because now it'd be so cool to look back at it. Especially because in here, half the stuff is not there anymore. Like this, for example, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
But suddenly an angel has smiled and kissed my cheek without a trace of fright. I dare to dream that she might even care for me, and as I ring these bells tonight, my cold dark tower seems so bright. I swear it must be heaven tonight.
This is still one of the most underrated films of all time. I would have loved to, I mean, I did see this show. I don't remember the show, but I would have loved to be able to see this when I'm older again to really appreciate it.
No face as hideous as my face was ever meant for heaven's light. And Joyce!
R.I.P. Streets of New York, R.I.P. Streets of America. I know that it's Star Wars everything now, but this was honestly one of my favorite things ever. Listen, I understand it was just a photo op, but it was so cool. I loved being here. I loved the sounds of New York. It was my home away from home. And it was just so relaxing and so much fun to be in. And yeah, Stitch was over everything. Stitch was everywhere, which again, this was literally the year that it was released, so you can see how much marketing they were doing for Stitch. Even when I was 10 years old, I was always awkward with characters. So this was once again another parade. This is our Disney Stars and Motor Cars parade.
And since that day, we have offered the honor of being the Grand Marshal in our parades to kings, presidents, and movie stars. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we have selected our Grand Marshals from amongst you, the guests, as you enter the park today. If you walk here,
And just as a heads up, I'm not sure where we were located, where the speaker was located, because even when I was first reviewing this footage, it does not match up to what's happening on the screen. But I think that's just where the speaker was announcing all the cars, and then they came later to us. Because yes, I'm fully aware that they're not matching up to the correct films and shows. That car was so cool. I honestly understand that they just had the Cavalades with the really cool cars. And yes, I still forever want the Vampira car for the pastel goth aesthetic. I would love to drive that thing so much. But these cars were amazing too.
Easily some of the greatest music to ever grace the silver screen. Won a record 13 Academy Award nominations. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Snow. Sorry about that, Mary.
I also really love the synergy with these parades because you did have the older items such as Mary Poppins and Star Wars. They were all around for a while. They weren't brand new, but then you have Mulan and Monsters Inc. that are brand new. So it was really cool to be able to see everything, and everything had a place. And even Aladdin, which was a newer film at the time, but even then was 10 years old at this point.
Biggest stars, if you're judging by weight.
I want more Hercules stuff. I'm so happy seeing Hercules back then. And yes, at this point I'm realizing too I was 5 years old, but I will forever love Hercules. I will ever say it's underrated and it needs more exposure. Cool Hades looks in his hot rod. He's literally in a hot rod, and I am here for it. I admire everything about it. Give me all the really cool puns because he's in a hot rod and he's Hades and yeah, you know. And surprise, we have Lilo and Stitch again because they literally were marketing for this movie so much.
And steal everyone's left shoe. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Lilo and Stitch! The claws! It's the claws! Yeah, just don't put the booger on me again. You put the booger on me yesterday, and I sold it on eBay.
Really, Polly. Oh, I love this. These were my shows back in the day. Roly Poly, Bear in the Big Blue House. This is back when Playhouse Disney was brand new and really cool. And it's honestly a really cool car too. On PB&J Otter. I love it. Can we bring these back? These were the good shows.
Ladies and gentlemen, here she is, Ariel! Walt Disney was the first big studio executive to recognize the power and potential of television. A lesson we certainly haven't forgotten today with the Disney Channel. Here are some of our biggest Disney Channel stars from Playhouse Disney.
This is when I was in training to learn how to vlog before vlogging even existed.
Look at how they're standing up there. See them over there?
We were staying at Port Orleans Riverside back in the day. It'd be really cool to stay here again to see how it basically is the same but more modernized. For whatever reason, this also would happen a lot, where I have a lot of old video that my dad shot of just our backsides. I'm not sure why there was a lot of walking POVs, but we have walking POVs.
Go ahead, tell them on the camera. Daddy stayed out till midnight.
I love that we have the gift shop in here though, because it's really cool to see some of what they had to sell 20 years ago. You don't see any of this anymore. And I think this was a couple of years after they just introduced pins, so this is still brand new. And I still have my pins from back then. Retrospect, looking back now and seeing that a lot of the footage is literally just the location. This, I believe, is where everyone checked in and is the lobby where the gift shop is, you can see, and then we just have the parking lot with some random people walking around as well. This is still the outside of the lobby of it, and then we're on a bridge and it's just us walking again. If anything, this is full circle from how we started these videos.
Where you can see the fireworks.
I was able to go back and do some more research on Port Orleans again. There are two different sections of this resort. So there's Alligator Bayou and Magnolia Palace, I believe. This is the section that we ended up staying at, and it looks gorgeous. I totally want to go again and see it now that I'm all grown up, because it looks like one of those beautiful southern mansions. Here's the best part of how we're going to end it. It's me giving a whole room tour.
Go home to New Jersey. Broke. Aaron, hit me up for all the souvenirs. I'm broke.
You can sit down on the couch. Bathroom sinks. Bathroom. Shower. Toilet.
This stuff in the zipper part. I guess I gotta take my pillow.
And that is finally a wrap. Like I said, I'm sad that it's come to an end. It's the end of home videos for me, but it's not the end talking about Retro Disney. I still have more to discover with all the promotional videos that they've done in the past. So we can still pretend that Disney is a great thing while ignoring all the problems that it's at now. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, I hope you guys have a magical day, and I'll see you real soon.